After years of cinematic scrap heaps, Bumblebee redeems and reinvigorates the Transformers live-action film franchise with some heartfelt fun. It might not be a great movie or a radical reimagination of the familiar concept, but this prequel does strip away all the clutter and bloat that had piled onto the series over the last decade and refocuses on the bond between young human and bot that it all began with back in 2007.
This is why you're here, B. Try this.
The relationship between Bumblebee and human protagonist Charlie is at the heart of the story, and each character also gets their own respective arcs and emotional goals. Director Travis Knight's background in animation certainly helps here, as Bumblebee's facial expressions and body language articulate a range of emotions.
Do you speak?
Thanks to a cleaner stylistic redesign that more closely resembles the original G1 Transformers cartoon characters, each bot is more distinctive, especially during the fight scenes, than they were in the Bay films. You can actually appreciate the transformations here without them devolving into digital blurs of a million moving parts. Bumblebee also wisely avoids confusion by narrowing down the number of Transformers shown on screen, largely focusing on just 3 main ones while keeping Optimus Prime and others on the sidelines. Bumblebee smartly drops a lot of the convolutions and overly complicated MacGuffins that mark the prior films. This movie doesn't necessarily reject the canon established in the Michael Bay films. It is definitely a prequel to 2007's Transformers, but it also intentionally sidesteps a lot of the history depicted in the first 5 installments.
God, I'm so screwed.
In that way, Bumblebee is a bit of a soft reset for the series, holding on to those elements that worked and ditching the baggage. Bumblebee is an 80s movie through and through, not just in terms of its period setting, but also in its execution. But the 80s callbacks and Easter eggs here are relentless, with nearly every scene including a music cue or a reference. While the humor is nowhere near as groan-inducing as it was in the Bay movies, not all the jokes land, and comedy just isn't Hailee Steinfeld's strong suit. She's far better at the heartfelt and dramatic moments.
You have a family? Oh, who but me?
Bumblebee is the best live-action Transformers movie since the 2007 film, even though it doesn't quite recapture the wow factor of seeing the robots in disguise come to life that very first time. But it does wisely bring the series back to basics in its character-driven storytelling and simplified approaches to both Transformer designs and visual effects. It jettisons the excess and nonsensical storytelling that had come to define the franchise. For more reviews, check out what we thought of Ralph Breaks the Internet and Creed 2, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe to IGN on the platform of your choice.